They say not all heroes wear capes. Question is, how do you decide what it is that makes someone a hero? Is it really that simple to make the distinction between what is good and what's not? For me, a hero is someone who has been able to solve real-world problems with the most creative or self-sustainable ideas, generating the most amount of positive influence on people's lives. And in 1983, one of these real-world problems at the time was poverty, which is still prevalent on many parts of the world to this day. A professor at the University of Geneva called Dr. Muhammad Yunus noticed that there was a big flaw in the financial system of the country. The money of Bangladesh only flew through the hands of the solvent population, which was a major flaw because it not only disrupted the economic growth of the country, but it also motivated a lot of crimes and was a hindrance to the education system overall. So Professor Yunus started off with lending $27 to a group of women whom the conventional banks thought of as uncreditworthy, with the hope that they'd pay back the money with zero legally redeemable assets registered. Ironically, to his surprise, all of them paid back in time and with interest. See, that exactly was the thing that kind of sparked the idea of a self-sustainable social business in the mind of an economist. He finally got Jonathan Bank, aka the government, to secure him a loan for his idea, and he started lending out the money to the poor at Jobra, or specifically the insolvent women of Jobra. The focus was primarily on women because the numbers showed that women were more responsible with their money, thus improving the lifestyle of the entire family, and children were directly incentivized with their mother. The institution continued to operate and grow to being a 28,000-member family. On 1st October 1983, it leveled up and became a full-fledged bank known as Grameen Bank that we know today. Since then, Grameen Bank has issued north of $7 billion by the year 2007, and the numbers keep compounding over time. What's up guys, PC here, and I really hope you are liking this video so far. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Prime idea of running a self-sustainable social business that it has to be non-profit, which means all the profit mentality has been shifted to surplus that went back to the original capital. It's not just playing of words because the purpose has been crafted so well that even if you invest $100 into the cause and you'll be entitled to exactly the same amount despite however changes inflation may bring. As the group grew bigger, that bank needed to find a model that is based on credibility of lending to those who have nothing to start with. A good solution to that was the introduction of farming solidarity groups. The idea is basically that a small amount of people distribute the amount of risk among themselves and support on one another's efforts to their respective developments. Professor Yunus was questioned by a well-known economist with a statement that he wouldn't get away with this because his model literally contradicted with all the basic ideas of a functioning bank model. Professor Yunus famously responded saying, yes, that's exactly what it did because the banking system was standing on its head. So I'm trying to put it back on its feet. The great answer, right? The conventional banks go to the rich and lend money back to the rich, whereas Grameen Bank went to the so-called uncreditworthy, underprivileged people. Most of the money borrowers were men, so he approached the woman. They started taunting him, saying that, Professor, you should change your bank's name to Grameen Women's Bank, because that, at the time, the bank had a ratio of 64% women and 36% men. And those women owned the bank, unlike the other conventional banks. Dr. Yunus responded to that, saying that, yes, I will change the name of the bank to Grameen Women's Bank, but I only ask of you to do one thing, and that is to change your bank's name to X Men's Bank or Y Men's Bank, because at the time, 99% of all the money borrowers were men. So it only made sense if they changed their respective bank names to X Bank's name, or you get the point, right? And with an effort to keep this video concise, there are many achievements and solutions that I didn't get to talk about in this video, but there are some honorable mentions. First is going to be Grameen Shakti, Grameen Shikha, Grameen Phone, Grameen Telecom, Grameen Dental Foods, and the list goes on. This bank broke the curve by going to the penniless, even the beggars. Beggars are considered the lowest point of human hierarchy, where people are so helpless that they have to depend on other people's sympathy just to survive. The system allowed them with small gifts and loans as subject to starting a new business. Since it would be immoral to kick someone's breadbasket and the system approached them slowly, Dr. Yunus told them to bring an item with them whenever they approach people or go to their houses to ask for money. In that way, they didn't have to give up on their primary livelihood, which is begging, and they also get to be introduced with the system of doing business. And through that, when they have enough money, they can start their own small business, which is again incentivized by both the bank and the government, which has helped pull hundreds of thousands of people out of poverty successfully in the past few decades. And in my personal opinion, I think this is how you approach a problem. You don't give the man a fish, you teach him how to fish. so that it could be self-sustainable, so that he could actually feed his family for the rest of eternity, so that he doesn't have to depend on your mercy. And that is how development works. Oh, I forgot to mention, all of the content of this video has been inspired from this book. This book is called Building a Social Business by Dr. Muhammad Yunus. I highly recommend this book. And another book that I'd want to recommend you guys from Dr. Muhammad Yunus is got to be a book that I read in 2018. I think it's called Banker to the Poor. It's really a dumbed-down version of the economics of Bangladesh. If you want to understand the dynamics of the Bangladeshi economic system, I think it would be really helpful. Thank you for watching this video.